Okay.
So, hi, everybody. This is Alderwoman Lee from the 11th Ward, Kathy Disney from my staff. We are having a community meeting this evening to discuss a zoning change that's been requested for the subject property at 834 West 35th Street. The zoning change has been requested to change it from a B1-1 to a B3-1. And on the call tonight on the Zoom, we have Attorney John, is it Yonan?
Yonan, yeah.
Yonan. Oh, I was wrong both times. Thank you. John Yonan. And we also have Barbara Kolakowski, who is here with her mother, who's the property owner at a neighboring property. Did I get that right, Barbara?
Yes.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to let John give an overview of the request and tell us a little bit about what who his clients are, what they're trying to do, and why the zoning change is being requested.
Okay. Well, my client is Jack Wisnicki. He wants to open a car dealership. He's been a car dealer for over 15 years, and he's worked for several different car companies, car dealerships, and he wants to open his own car dealership at 834 West 35th Street. The car dealership is going to be fully contained inside. There's not going to be any cars parked outside. And in order to get that, we are requesting the change from B1-3 to B3-1. Now, there's ample parking as per the statute, as per the ordinance, to make that change. There won't be any cars that are outside as far to be sold, like any cars for sale outside, like other places. It'll be fully contained. All the vehicles that are being sold are going to be inside the premises. The additional traffic there shouldn't be any additional traffic in that area. The park, like I said, the parking spaces on the street are enough to satisfy the ordinance. And the place next door, the premises next door, I believe it's 836, recently had the same change from B1-3 to B3-1 in 2020 without any issues. So that's the basic overview of what we're asking for and why we're asking for it. And if you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer it. Yeah.
Hi guys. We really apologize. We finally made it.
Jack, there you are.
I'm so sorry. We had some technical difficulties, and it was a user error. I promise.
Turn on your camera, Jack.
Oops, I'm sorry. We actually doing it off the phone because the computer wouldn't work on it. So, can you see us?
Not yet.
Not yet. Did you turn the camera? Just 1 second.
There you guys are.
Hey guys. All right. Hello. I apologize, guys. We didn't mean that, and it's just computer error.
Jack, I just gave them an overview of what we're asking for and why we're asking for it, and what you guys intend to do with the project.
Okay. So what do you know?
Now I'm waiting for any responses.
Oh, I thought
I'm on mute. I was talking to myself. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Hi, Nicole. How are you? Good seeing you again. How are you?
Nicole, how you doing?
Nobody told me I was on mute. I didn't see I was on mute. I had a whole conversation by myself. Okay. Welcome to the call. We're glad that you're here. Jack and his partner, and it's Bobakar, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Bobakar and Jack, absolutely.
Bobakar and Jack. So Barbara, who's also on the phone, on the Zoom right now, Barbara and her mother, Barbara's translating for her mother. Her mother owns a property in the surrounding area. She got the notification, so she wanted to.
How you doing?
Really nice to meet you.
Right. So I know that John gave like a little bit of an overview of the business that you guys are trying to open. Give background to sort of in what you do. Can you just give a little bit more detail about You know, when you guys first came to me and you said you want to open a car dealership, I was like, in this little tiny building, what are you what are you going to do? So if you can explain that, I think it would help for Barbara and her mother to understand, you know, what potentially is going to be happening in a neighboring property.
Absolutely. So we actually involved in car business for quite some time, and we do have a lot of clients. A lot of them are overseas. So a lot of our business actually, the cars are being shipped overseas without customers even being here physically. Okay. So this property allows us to actually have enough space to make sure the vehicles are prepped properly, the vehicles are presented properly to the potential customers across the country and outside of the country. And a lot of customers either fly in, we pick them up from the airport, and we actually provide that type of service with the vehicle being shipped to them as well after they inspect the vehicle. Some customers just want the vehicle being shipped based on the inspection. An independent inspector shows up right here, and it takes the vehicle for an hour or two, drives it, checks the mechanical condition of the vehicle, the cosmetic condition of the vehicle, and provides the report to the customer. And at that point, we either ship the vehicle to people in US or outside of US. So that's our bread and butter. That's what we do, actually.
So just to be clear, then now, Barbara, you and your mom might be asking yourself the same questions that I asked myself, and then I asked them when I first met them, which is, so nobody's going to come in off the street to like buy a car.
Everything is internet-based, online-based. So there'll be no balloons, there'll be no people like screaming and running.
It won't be one of those little air guys, like.
No.
Oh, no.
I hate those. I promise you, I hate those.
I love those guys. You gotta put them on inside.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I want to be clear about that, because, you know, the other questions that I had too is just sort of like the traffic in and out. What would that be like? Because I think that's the sort of thing that would matter to neighbors on the street.
So there's a little parking lot right here, and that actually allows us to allow truck drivers to drive in, pull in, load the vehicle up, and drive out without blocking, without any interruption to the local traffic.
The people coming will be by appointment.
Yeah,
anyway,
appointment
so it's not
only.
like the whole traffic here.
There's like one person at a time. We're trying to, like, even with the whole COVID thing, you know, we're trying to minimize the amount of people in our location. We're not trying to expose ourselves to,
Right.
you know.
We have smaller people at home as well.
Yeah, because it sounds like from the outside, you won't really be able to tell what's on the inside.
No.
Well, if you Google the company name,
Yes.
you will, but otherwise not.
Yeah, not from the street. So there's not going to be like a big showroom sort of thing that's visible from the sidewalk. If I recall from the pictures, you know, because the whole back of the back of the building.
The showroom area, the warehouse area
It's inside.
It's inside everything. And once again, you know, the parking lot is convenience for the neighborhood and for the trucking companies actually coming picking up the vehicles from us and leaving.
Yes.
Barbara, do you have questions for Bobakar, for Jack?
Well, the only, and it's not a question, the only concern that my mother brought up is just for the general safety of the neighborhood. But it sounds like if it's going to be contained.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
I also had a similar question, because, you know, we have a lot of carjackings that happen and car thefts.
Yes.
Which is why I think the fact that you can't tell what it is from the outside makes, I mean, it would take somebody who would really be seeking something like this to try to break into this place to steal cars, first of all.
Absolutely. And so the vehicles that we'll have will be inside 100%. Now, we do have security company that will work with us, and they actually will watch the building while we're not here at night.
Promises as well too.
So there will be security guard inside if the cars will be expensive inside of cars. So there will be camera system, security system, and everything just to monitor everything in the meantime. And I know that there's a police department just a
Couple of blocks.
blocks away. And then we all about safety too, like he said, you know, he's got 3 kids, I got kids myself, so we definitely want to make sure that's safe for the neighborhood and safe for ourselves too. We're not trying to expose ourselves to any kind of danger and you know, carjacking, that type of stuff.
Any other questions or comments from your mom or you, Barbara?
Yeah, yeah,
Sure,
My
no,
mother-
this is the whole reason we have this call, so it's
Yes.
fine.
no,
That's
I'm just her voice. No, she just wants to make sure that it stays, the way it is, like low crime and just peaceful, pretty much.
Our end, it will be only better. I promise you that much.
Oh,
Because
even
we-
better.
We are not trying to invest our money and then, having something that happen for us to lose it as well. We
Right,
want to make sure that the place is safe as possible for us, for the neighborhood, and then we're planning to do a lot of community service as well too, like, give back to the neighborhood for the back to schools and stuff as well.
Absolutely. And we want to be
Right.
part of Boubacar already lives in the neighborhood. And
Yeah, I
Like
already
I've
live around here already, so.
like and my wife told me rather she wants to book here. Like I've told Nicole before, I'm sorry, I can't do my name, but like my wife, when I drove her the first time and she knows, she realizes what this neighborhood is actually all about, I'm in trouble. Like I've told Elderman. My wife wants to move and the property is expensive. So
And in addition to that, the camera system and the monitoring system that you have, it's gonna be monitoring inside and outside, so that in effect would
actually
actually
helps the
make it a little
neighborhood.
more, yeah, it'll make it a little more safer. And if something were to happen, say something happens on the street, you'll have cameras that can maybe catch that stuff.
So the cameras, we already spoke with the company that's gonna do it for us. It would be installed right outside here, so it monitors entire street area, like entire fifth view.
On both sides of the street, and will you have it in the front and in the back?
Yes.
It would be front, back, lot included, and you would have like angle from every corner of the backside of the lot as well.
Yeah,
So
it's a
the-
very
the-
good point, John, and Boubacar and Jack, that you raised here in terms of the safety. If you're gonna have all that security, it does actually help more.
And it deters too.
Yep, it absolutely does, because that's what, cameras are a great deterrent to crime. They just are.
Yep.
There's no two ways about that.
Yeah, but then we're gonna have a security company as well too, that will be,
Yeah.
patrolling the area as well.
Yeah, so the security company we work with, they're expensive
Right there.
or waiting for the customer to take delivery of it. There'll be security right overnight here, inside of the building, just watching it.
Oh,
Got it.
that's even better.
That is
Okay.
even better. I'd love to, I'd love to just connect with you guys separately about just the security and when they're gonna be around, and just, as we're looking to make sure that we're keeping the community as safe as possible. It would be
Yeah.
great to know who we can contact if something does happen, or if a car is coming down the street from another direction, and having one extra set of cameras on something always is helpful to the police.
There will
in
be
terms
one
of-
of us gonna have the same access to whatever
Great.
footage recorded. The footage is gonna be for like, I wanna say, stay on a server for like a month, I wanna say.
Okay.
Yes,
So, even a few days, few weeks after whatever happens, we will provide the footage.
That's great.
That's
what
good.
Have the place that we work in,
Yeah.
I work at.
Thank you and good luck. Good luck with your business venture. And it was
Well-
nice meeting you. We're finished with our
Okay,
questions, so we can leave you. Okay.
Barbara,
Thank
if you
you.
guys
I-
need anything, if you have any concerns for the building or whatever, you know how to reach our office. Please don't hesitate to call us, okay?
The 11th Ward, Miss Lee, I know.
You
I
got
know
it.
now.
All right.
All right,
Thank you,
Hey,
thank
Mom, we
Barbara.
said goodbye.
Okay, good night.
Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Problem.
Take
Bye.
care. So, Boubacar, Jack, I think there's nobody else that's joining us. We're already past the half-hour mark. Nobody else tried to get in.
Yes.
This should be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and, Kathy will draft up the letter of support for this zoning change.
Awesome.
We'll get that over to Chairman Tunney's office for zoning, and then, John, we'll make sure you get a copy of it so that you have it on
Excellent.
file, but you can proceed with your zoning request.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much. And once-
Alderwoman.
we apologize for being a little bit late.
No,
It was
it's
technical.
okay. Jack, I totally get it. You were in communication with John. That's fine. One of the things that I was gonna ask you, and I don't know how you feel about people knowing that you're gonna be here, like it's, you're gonna have security and everything like that. I think people in general are interested in knowing what new businesses are opening up in the community. So I had a thought about, because we had one other call earlier with these community meetings. Not everybody shows up to things. I've already made up my mind. So this is like done, as far as I'm concerned. There's, I'm gonna write the letter of support, that's gonna go through. But would you be okay at some point? I'm just trying to like introduce new businesses in the community to the community.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. We want to be a part of community.
Okay.
So if there's Chamber of Commerce type of thing going on for community, anything of that nature, we want to.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. I'm sensitive to the nature of the work that you're doing, and like I don't want to blast it up for like for the bad people to know that you're gonna have high-end cars in your so
Don't worry, we're gonna have insurance as well too.
look, I know you guys are good investors. I would never want to sort of inadvertently do something that would harm you or put you at risk in any way. So I want to make sure we
Awesome. Thank you.
can ask that first. And I appreciate that you all want to be part of the community as well. I certainly am glad to hear that. I think this is going to be great. And I think you made Barbara's mother feel a lot better.
We hope so.
And then
We try.
the name of the company is the New Beginning in English.
Well,
Oh.
We're starting with you. So this is
yeah.
our new
Yes,
beginning.
we're starting together.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely, yes.
Well,
So
yes.
the GSB that we put on the documents as a name registered with Secretary of State,
But then the company is now.
it would be
Delta
DBA.
DBA, got it.
And that means Alter Motors, which is New Beginning, Second Chance
You know.
translation.
I like it. I like it. That's wonderful. I'm so excited for you guys to be part of the community here.
Thank you so much.
We'll be
Thank
here,
you.
and then if you guys have time, just stop by anytime. No problem.
Absolutely, please, yeah.
Absolutely. We'll have to bring Kathy over so she can see. Well,
Kathy,
because you're not far. You're like right around the corner. So
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
We're about to sell Cathy a new car now.
Do what?
they said Kathy's getting a new
A
car.
new car. I was just thinking we need to go look for a new car.
We'll give you a demo first.
We'll make an appointment.
You got some guys that
I
can
got
help you
guys.
with that
I
now.
got
We got
guys.
guys.
Thanks.
You got
We got you
guys now,
guys
yes.
that can
No
help with
problem.
that.
If you ever need a demo, no problem. You can stop by
Well,
anytime.
You guys
and,
want
they can
a nice
help with the
Work it out.
negotiations. I mean, I'm always scared to go buy cars on my own. If you
Do not be no more.
Don't worry. You don't have to even buy. You can just come test drive for a long term
Yeah,
before
you're
make
gonna
up
take
your
it
mind.
for you, drive it, make it, then you come back and tell us if you want to buy it.
And sign.
Yes.
all right, you guys.
And
So-
with Jack, I actually sent my mom to Jack, and he took care of her really well, and she got a great deal. So never be scared to buy a car from Jack.
And actually, how we met,
appreciate it.
also, I've met John as my client. He was referred to me. I mean,
Okay.
I've
That's
him
how you
before,
guys met.
but my client because we're friends. You know? Yeah, he bought vehicles from me before as well.
Oh,
Yep.
great. Well, listen, you guys, I'm gonna let you go. We'll get the paperwork over, and then John, you can file it, and then the chairman will have our feedback that we are supportive of the zoning, of the rezoning for the property. And then you guys
Excellent.
can move forward. I know this took a little bit longer than we had thought it would, so I apologize for that. But
It's
I'm
okay.
glad that we're getting to the best outcome.
You have a lot of free time.
What was that?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We have a lot of free time right now anyway.
Yeah, we
Don't
wait.
worry
We waiting
about
for working. So.
Well, come by and see us sometime. We're always here.
Absolutely, we will. We'll be more
All
than
right,
happy.
take care, guys. Have a good
All right,
evening.
Take care,
Thank you.
everyone. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Nicole.
Bye-bye.